Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to Supersize Your Business. Today we're talking about and doing a relationship roundup. Today we're doing it. We're not waiting a week. We're not waiting till next year. We're doing it today. And it doesn't have to take a ton of time. And we're going to do 4 things in the roundup to help us understand better what happened this year in our business and plan and create better results next year. Now, one of the things I like to do when we have a subjective measure, and analyzing our relationships is definitely subjective, right? It's how we interpret it from our perspective. So the first thing I do is at the beginning of the year, I rate on a scale of 1 to 10 each of the 9 life framework areas. And the beginning of the year, I rated myself a 7. My relationships were clicking along and going pretty well. And just about a week ago, when I did this exercise again, I rated myself a 5. Now that's a 20% drop in, just an objective way of looking at it. So it means I probably need to do something about this. It doesn't mean it means I definitely will and should. The other thing I like to do is look at the 9 life framework areas and prioritize them 1 through 9 in terms of what's most important to me. We did this beginning of the year and we did it about a week ago. And I rated it a 2 beginning of the year, which meant it should have been a priority all year long, my number 2 priority all year long. And last week, I rated it a 1 because I realized that it had slipped and it wasn't going the direction I wanted it to. Therefore, it needs my attention and it needs my personal attention. It doesn't need somebody else's because this is just information for me. So no matter what I'm doing in my businesses, no matter what I'm doing for roles, I need to pay attention to this. So what are we doing as part of our roundup? Number 1, we're looking for wins from last year. And I was saying 3, but I'm like, I think you need to look for 3 big ones, but I think you also need to look for a lot of wins, because the more wins that we recognize, the more we create more of those in our business and in our lives. Secondly, we want to look for lessons learned. I love lessons learned. This is things I effed up or messed up and didn't do right the first time or went the wrong direction, whatever it might be. But I stopped myself before it went too far down that road, and I learned the lesson of, well, what did I do? How did I make that decision? Why did we make that choice? Why did we go that direction? And we do a little post-mortem on it to capture the overarching lesson learned so that we don't repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. How many of us look at and recognize our own personal patterns, much less our business patterns? I realized in corporate America, and I think I shared this yesterday, I had like a 3-year really awesome attention span when I started a new role in corporate America. And by the 3rd year, I caught myself starting to get bored because I'd done all these things that I wanted to do to ramp up, change, implement processes, put in different systems, and then train other people on how to use those systems. And so at that point, I was like, I would actively start looking for my next thing, my next big thing, my next big project. And it usually involved leaving the business I was in and going to a different company, and in many instances, an entirely different industry. Why? Because I liked the new and the fresh and the bigger challenges. Leading us to our 3rd thing we're going to look at as part of our roundup. What is the biggest relationship challenge we still have in our business going into at the end of this year? What is the biggest challenge we still have? I remember in my Italian food business, I had a customer that just plain sucked. They were the biggest drain on our company resources. They were also our biggest customer. And it took me a year to bring myself to letting that customer go, mainly out of fear, right? I was afraid that if I let them go, 80% of our revenue was going to disappear. And what I found was just the opposite. By letting them go, it freed up so many people's time, energy, and so many other resources. We were able to replace that business and actually double it, the amount of revenue that was coming in with the business because of that. But within I think 3 months, it was probably less than 3 months, but I know that I remember now that by 3 months, we were looking back and we were saying, oh my gosh, why didn't we do this sooner? And so that is what we want to look at. Are there any big relationship challenges? Is there someone that we should be serving with our business that we've been too afraid to go after? We think they're too big or they're too special. Well, start building a relationship with them now, right? So is there something like that? And then finally, what's next? What are 3 things with respect to the relationships in our business that we want to make sure get attention in the coming year, in the new year, and all next year, right? Maybe it's 3 goals. Maybe it's 3 relationship goals you want to achieve. Maybe it's, 3 big influencers that you want to team up with and do business with. Or maybe it's another business, or maybe it's whatever it is. It's whatever relationship is most important to you and your business. So wins, lessons learned, biggest challenge still remaining, and then 3 things going into the new year. If you need help with this, if you are struggling, please reach out and just ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.